The Managing Director of Intelligence Automotive Asia, Ashvin Chotai, joins us now. Hi, thanks for joining us. I mean, Mike, they're talking about the end of subsidies in Japan. How hard will it hit the Japanese auto industry? Because we can look at case studies in Germany and in the US, can't we?
Well, you generally, after such strong incentives, you generally get a post-incentive hangover. That's why the US figures in August are going to look pretty bad, because last August was all spiced up with a lot of incentives. So we're expecting a pretty tough second half of the next fiscal year for the Japanese manufacturers. So that's the rest of the year, this year, and first 3 months of next year. It's going to be hard. Japan has never been a sort of a booming market like China. So this growth we've seen in the last few months, which has been fueled by incentives, has been unusual. So we're going to get back to normal, and we'll get a lot of post-incentive hangover in the next 6 months. So it's going to be tough going in Japan.
What about the US? As you say, August could be the worst August in 28 years. Is the outlook now deteriorating because of the US economy, because of concerns about jobs, etc.?
Well, when you say the August is worst in 28 years, it sounds very dramatic.
It does.
But it isn't really. It's not any worse than we were expecting this time last year. August last year was very exceptionally high because that was one of the few months where there was cash for clunkers in full flow. Most of this year has been pretty weak. First 2 months of the year, the seasonal adjusted rates have been less than 11 million. For the other months of the year, it's been less than 12 million. So this month's not going to be, if you look at it on a longer perspective, it's not that, it's bad, but it's not unexpectedly bad. It's not shockingly bad.
It seems as if the Japanese automakers will fall more than the market. We shouldn't read too much into that. That's because of the cash for clunkers last year.
Well, cash for clunkers benefited cars, fuel-efficient cars last year.
Right.
The Japanese, Korean manufacturers benefited from that. So that's one of the factors to look at when the results come out. We shouldn't read too much into it. I think we should look at the entire year or year-to-date figures rather than August in isolation.
Yeah.
So I think Toyota obviously has been affected year-to-date with recalls, the latest recall being Corolla. Share.
It's going to fall, isn't it? I mean, to around 15.5% from 17.9%.
That's right. I think also market share requires sort of a different way of looking at this year, because overall market is bouncing back. Last year was exceptionally bad. So the overall market has been going up. Every company is growing, but they're not. Some of them are keeping up with the market, and some of them are growing over the market. Like, for example, Ford, Nissan, Hyundai, Kia. Those companies are growing more than the market growth, whereas Toyota, Honda so far have grown below. So although they're growing, they're losing market share.
And talk to me about China. You started by briefly mentioning it. I mean, it's where it's all happening, right?
Well, China, as everybody knows now, became the largest market in the world last year. And there again, a lot of the growth last year was fueled by incentives. This year, the first half of the year has been incredibly strong, but we're expecting a moderation. We're expecting cooling off for the rest of the year from July onwards. Having said that, it's still going to be incredibly strong. I'm expecting close to 17 million vehicles sold there. I think earlier in the year people were talking about 15, then it got up to 16. I'm now expecting just them to test the 17
Who's
million
going to benefit
level.
the most? And we've heard long and hard about the luxury automakers, how they're doing so well. Who's going to benefit the most?
Well, everybody's benefited. When
Yeah.
you're getting such strong growth, everybody benefits. The biggest players, as you know, are companies like Volkswagen, GM, and the mass market. The luxury car manufacturers have been doing incredibly well. BMW, Mercedes particularly, the market shares are low, but it's, as you know, they make a lot of money on each car sold. So I think that is one of the reasons why you've seen companies like BMW announce very good results, benefiting from some recovery in the US, but absolutely spectacular demand in China.
Ashvin, got to move it on, but thank you very much for joining us today. Ashvin Chotai there from Intelligence Automotive Asia.